Okay, now let's go over our Komatsu bulldozer you'll be operating. Now we use a D61 or similar size model. It's about a 20-ton unit. Now bulldozers on job sites are usually used for cleanup duty. They're the ones that are going to come in and put everything back to grade and clean it up. Now the bulldozer is a tracked vehicle, and that basically means one track's either going forward or reverse. And you can actually have one track going forward, one going reverse, and the machine will actually do a 360. But that's how you steer and drive a bulldozer. The blade on a dozer is a 6-way pitch blade. And what that basically means, the blade will go up, the blade can come down, and then you can dip both corners down. And then you can also swivel both ways. So this will adjust the blade. There's 6 different motions you can do on that blade. Now for driving and parking position with the bulldozer, it's fairly simple. We just pull it up so it's about a foot or two above the ground when we're driving. And then to park it, we always want that blade touching the ground, mainly because there's a step on the back of that blade that you're actually going to use to get in or out of it. Now let's look inside the bulldozer. Now first and foremost, for safety devices on the bulldozer, you want to maintain 3 points of contact getting up and in this thing. Now to climb into a bulldozer, you'll see a little step behind the blade. You're going to want to step there, and then there are handlebars all the way up on the side of the machine. You're going to walk right up on the tracks. Again, take your time. These things can be awkward to step on, so you're going to maintain that 3 points of contact. You're going to go into the cab, you're going to have a seat, and put your seatbelt on. That's always the first thing we put on. Now, a parking brake for the bulldozer actually has safety lock levers. So next to each door, there is a little bar with a red tip on it. Those are the lockout levers for this machine. Now, eventually what you'll do is pull those things up, and that'll engage all the controls. But with those things down, everything's safe, nothing's gonna move in that machine. The final safety piece in the bulldozer is the decelerator pedal. So you'll see one pedal you're gonna use your right foot on. That's basically gonna stop that machine. What it does, it brings the engine down to idle and again stops you. So at any point doing anything out in the site, right foot to the floor is a good thing. Now for seat adjustments, there is a lever on the right side that'll basically slide the seat forward or back. And then you've got an air ride adjustment right in front of you that you can basically raise or lower the seat. And then you've got a tilt lever as well up there that'll tilt the seat forward or back. And then finally you've got a backrest adjustment on the side that can adjust that as well. Now the throttle in the bulldozer over on the left, you're gonna see a dial. It's got a min and a max. We're gonna turn that all the way up eventually when your instructor tells you to. Next, we went over the foot controls a little. You're gonna have 2 stationary pedals there just to basically rest your feet, and then you're gonna have that decelerator pedal. Again, the decelerator pedal, when you put your foot down, it brings the engine down to idle. That is what's going to stop you. Next are your joysticks. Now your left is your driving, right is your blade control. Now with your left one, it's pretty simple. You click it forward gear, 1 click back neutral, 1 more click back is reverse. There are 3 clicks there that you're gonna be able to feel. And then to turn it is just left or right with that joystick. As hard as you go one way or the other, that's how hard the machine will turn. This thing will again do a 360 if you hold it all the way over. Now your 2 buttons, you've got speed control on that left joystick. You've got an up and a down button. That's how you're gonna adjust your speed settings up or down. So for controlling the speed on the bulldozer, you'll see a digital display in front of you. It's got an F and an R with a bar chart and then 1, 2, and 3 in the center. It's a variable speed setting. On those buttons on your left joystick, if you push up, it's going to make you go faster. The bar will get bigger. And if you push down, it'll make you go slower. Again, it is variable, so it'll go in little increments up or down. When you put that into reverse, you will see that center display will actually turn into a backup camera. So that'll help you in backing, but you'll also see your speed setting moves up to your top right corner, so you'll still be able to see your reverse speed setting while the camera's on. Now let's go over to our right hand and our blade control. If you pull back on that right joystick, it's gonna raise the blade up in the air. If you push right hand forward, it's gonna bring the blade back down. If you go to the left with the right joystick, it'll tip the left tip down. If you go to the right with that right joystick, it'll tip the right blade down. And then finally, you've got the swivel. There's a little toggle button there with your right thumb that you'll be able to swivel the blade left or right. The final piece is dumping the blade. When you're up on the hill and you have a full load of dirt, there may be points where you actually need to push that blade all the way forward, and then you can actually try and shake it a little bit by going back and forth with that right hand. Sometimes that'll shake some of the material off the blade. Finally is your climate control. Over in your back left corner, you're gonna see a manual climate control on this thing. There's a fan speed and then the dial with the red and the blue. Feel free to adjust it to whatever's comfortable for you. One of the activities you're gonna do in the Bulldozer, we're gonna build a big old takeoff mile. We're gonna go up and over that. Now, when you get to that point, you're gonna get up to the top there. A couple things your instructor is gonna have you do. First, he's gonna have you pick your blade all the way up. So you're gonna pull right hand back, raise that blade all the way up in the sky. Then you're gonna take your right hand off that joystick and you're gonna put it on the handlebar that's right above that. That way you're holding on to something when you're coming up and over it. Next, you're gonna set your speed as low as it'll go. You're gonna go all the way down, so you got 2 little tick marks on that speed. Then your instructor is gonna have you start going up and over that thing. He's gonna stop you at the very top. This is where you can kind of feather your right foot pedal to stop and try and balance yourself at the peak of this. Now at the peak, your tracks are gonna be all the way off the ground there. You're gonna be looking up into the sky. You're gonna look and feel like you're gonna flip this thing over. Now the good news for you, there's only a 1 in 3 chance of the machine flipping over and exploding on impact. 1 in 3, that's a really good shot. No worries, you're gonna have a blast. So eventually your instructor's gonna let you have your foot, keep taking it off. You're gonna have that front end come all the way down. After you come over it, he'll probably have you back over it, okay? The key is slow and steady on that. Keep your foot near that pedal and you're gonna have a blast. And that's it for the Komatsu Bulldozer.